Welcome back to Slothboxx. I'm Lynden Dixon, and you're here again for the fourth episode of the MMA show here. As I said, I'm Lynden Dixon, joined by the usual co-host, Jack McGann. Jack, how you getting on, mate?
Good, mate. Can't believe it's number 4 already.
I know, already. But let's get straight into it, mate. So much has gone on since we last spoke, but
Yeah.
the biggest thing for me was Tom Aspinall's win against
Yes.
Pavlovich. I don't want to say much. I just want to get your thoughts straight away. What did you think to that?
I think that it was straight away. It was like when he took it and he like jumped at it.
Mm,
You're in a good position in that, as long as you can mentally get through that, which he did. Like, get up for, like, oh, I'm doing this, and not go in like, oh, everyone's saying I've got no chance, and 2 weeks off the couch and whatever. So if you go in switched on, it's a good position to be in because you get given this big massive opportunity, and there's no, if it goes wrong and you get, if you would have got more than 25 minutes or flat and straight away, everyone says, oh well, you only took 2 minutes ago. What do you expect?
mm.
It's like a win-win, and for them to do it the way he's done it, beating a guy who's a monster, who everyone's terrified of. He's on like a 6 fight KO streak or something, and then you knock him out. And it went like, and the shot that he hit him, I love
It was
shots like
so
that. And
clean, like, oh,
yeah, when it's clean like that, especially with the hands, I I don't think people understand how it's like how game you've got to be to use your hands like that in MMA, because you got to stand right in front of someone in little gloves and everything else can come at you.
yeah.
You've got to you've got to have a bit more about you. Do you know what I mean? So to stand there and do that, it was just amazing. It was like something out of a fairy tale. I'm over the moon for Tommy. He's a lovely lad, and yeah, it was just, I can't even imagine how he must have felt doing that. But you know, it was just amazing.
But for me, it was like you say, he took it on such short notice. It was a win-win. But I felt like he had, if he was to win, he had to get him out there early simply because of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, but he wasn't fighting like that. I know it was only a quick fight, but it wasn't like he was
Yeah, he
fighting
did just go.
desperate.
Yeah, I know. Mm.
It was just because it was clean, but yeah, you're probably right. If one person's done a full camp and is ready for the 25-minute fight and you come in late, even if you could be ready, but he wasn't. He says that. He says when he got the call, he just done his back and he was on, like, he literally done it off the couch by the looks of things.
Fucking hell.
Look, it's lucky he's at heavyweight. He probably wouldn't have even been
Yeah.
able to make weight and stuff. So, but no, it was just special.
Mm. How good was it to see all the stuff with his dad after? Because I didn't realise how close they are. Like, obviously, I'm not the most, what's the word? A bit of a casual MMA fan at the minute. I'm getting into it more, but seeing like photos of him and his dad when they were so young, like on the pads together, and then seeing his dad's reaction after the fight, it was just so, it felt so real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was
No,
quality.
I think with that, I think never mind fighting or whatever. If you've got a dad who has, it's like my dad, like that. My dad's been with there since the start. Took me to gyms since I was 8 or something, and he's always showed me to them all, and he's been there and watched me and been through everything with me. So as much as like you win something, it's like your dad's time paid
Yeah.
off as well, and all the investment he's put in as well. So it was like you've got that side of it, like it was a win for him as well. But then I think when you've got a dad who's got that relationship with you and you're very close, the made up scene you do anything, never mind get off the couch and beat a monster to become the interim um, heavyweight champion of the world in UFC. Do you know
Mm.
what I mean? Especially, I think a big part of it with Tom is with his journey over in UFC. He's um he's on a big hot streak, but then if you think where he was when he done his knee in that fighting when he headlined the show in London,
Oh,
I think 2 fights ago,
yeah.
it was going from that to this, and it was only maybe a year or something on with one fight in between. Is just there's
It's
roller
mental.
coasters and there's roller coasters. You know what I mean? And then
When
even
I
like
was,
I had him do it before this fight. after his last one or whatever, I seen this, someone gave him a question about John Jones, and he was like, his only takeaway from it was, "Oh, you're saying John Jones knows my name?" He said, "That's a win for me. Definitely knows his name now."
Yeah, fucking hell.
So
But
yeah, I think for just, sorry for cutting you off, but I
that's
think
all
for
right.
just Tom for his, imagine the year the 12 months that he's had, you just can't. I don't think you'd be able to put it into words.
No. He's got one of those stories where it's it's just going to be a great film. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
in 5 or 10 years' time, when everything's done, I can't wait for the film because, like you say, just this year alone, it's just been crazy. Do you know what I mean? It's gone like right up there to right down there on the sofa, straight into one of the hardest fights he could have been put in, and he's just done the business like that, like it was easy. And
I
that's
know.
the thing. The shot itself, the 1-2. He saw the moment and took it, and that was like, even though that was the finish, it was like the whole situation as well. He saw the shot and he took his moment. Do you know what I mean? It was just brilliant.
Yeah, and I think like it looked like the shot the fight. If you just showed, I don't know, it was like that's like someone you see. That's that fight in a finish you'd see. Say someone shit off and you're like, watch this kid. He's
Yeah.
making his debut, and then he comes out. That's what it looked like.
Mm,
Not like one of the UFC top heavyweight contenders. You know what I mean?
mm. Who do you think he fights next? Because he's saying about maybe fighting Stipe Miocic because he reckons that Jones won't be back out for a year. Is that the fight to make next?
Yeah, I don't think he'll sit around waiting. I
And that's the
think
thing. He's like you said, he's on that streak now himself, so he's just gonna strike while the iron's hot.
I don't think it matters. I think that obviously whenever John Jones comes back, he's that's the fight, and I think maybe I don't know what are we thinking. It's like you could either wait or you could be like, well, let's get in with another top heavyweight and get myself a bit more ready for John Jones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
As ready as you can be. So I don't know. I don't know. It's there's plenty of fights he can make, but yeah, Stipe probably makes sense. I think it's a good fight for him as well.
Mm. Moving on from Aspinall, I want to talk a bit about some beef in the MMA world between Chael Sonnen and Jorge Masvidal. Have you seen any of it? And if you have, what do you make of it? Because just me looking at Sonnen's Twitter, I'm just in stitches.
Yeah, he's always you know what I don't really I've got Twitter, but I don't really use it.
Mm,
But I spend a lot of time on YouTube, and Chael Sonnen's YouTube page is fantastic, and he puts like 4 videos out today, and I watch most of them. Because I just listen to him speak about roast dinners, cups of teas if you want. I don't care. Yeah, I just listen to him speak about anything. And the thing like from what I've seen, I haven't seen Masvidal's what he put out there, but it was just sort of he just picked on it out of nowhere. Didn't you know what I
yeah,
mean? I don't really know, but I think that with Chael Sonnen, he can start a fight in an empty house. So I don't think you can read that much into it. I think he can just if he wants to talk about anything, he'll find something to give you shit over. Do you know what I mean?
and that's what I was going to say. It's like I feel sorry for Masvidal because he's got into an argument with one of the best fucking shit talkers in the whole of combat sports. So it's like, no matter, even if he was in the wrong with what it started over, even if he was in the right, sorry, with what it started over, he's he's not going to come out of this well.
The only way you win um in a fight in a battle of words with Chael Sonnen is just don't start it.
Mm,
The way you win. Why it's not going to end well for you. It's not happening.
mm. I want to talk also a bit more about McGregor and Carl Froch. They haven't argued as much recently, but what do you think to that? Because for me, Froch is another one of those. He just doesn't give a shit. He says what he thinks, and some people think he's mental. I mean, with the whole flat Earth thing, I'm not sure if you know about that, but he said last week
What
that
is
he
he a flat
thinks
earther?
yeah, he's a
Is he actually?
yes,
Really? It's
a
another
big
one.
flat
Okay.
earther, mate. Honestly, after this, go on YouTube and type in Carl Froch flat
Anyway.
Earth. It's just anyway, back onto the point I was trying to make. He said that he believes that Jake Paul would smash Conor McGregor in the ring. I love the back and forth between McGregor and Froch because for me, Froch just loves it, and I feel like McGregor's an easy person to wind up. Do you think he's saying that just to wind him up?
Yeah, I don't know. Thing is, they're both very similar. Like they'll say what they think and whatever. But there's back to the YouTube thing. Carl Froch's, I think his YouTube channel's going well, and
Yeah,
do you know what gets clicks and what get people onto a video and whatever else. There's that part of it. I think you're saying it is McGregor and he'll bite. You know what I mean? And as I said, the two of them are similar, and they're not afraid to open the mouth and whatever. So you've got a few parts of that. I think McGregor has been an actor for that long. He's got to not keep himself relevant. He's always relevant, but he just likes to always be there. And he has got a history with Carl Froch where they have been arguing back and forth for ages. But at the end of the day, it's like some people go with the likes of someone like Carl. They're like, "Oh, I hate that. Why does he always fucking go on everyone, whatever?" But if you didn't have people like him, then everything's vanilla. Do you know what I mean? So I think they both need it, but no, I don't think he genuinely. Maybe, you know what? Maybe he does, because I think boxers definitely don't appreciate how good MMA guys can be in boxing.
definitely.
So maybe maybe he does genuinely think that. I don't think he would, but he might genuinely think it, and that's all it is. It just comes down to a case of two lads who aren't scared to say what they're thinking, and they'll both bite back if you open your mouth. So this won't be the first. It's not the first, and it definitely won't be the last. So I think even if they fought each other like 6 times, they'd probably still be giving each other shit time after time. So that's just where they're at.
The last thing I want to talk about, mate, is something a bit close to home with yourself anyway. Comedian Paul Smith, I think it was at the weekend, got beat by in the octagon by what's his name, Jake Quickenden. Did you
Yeah.
see any of that? And what did you think to it?
I've seen a lot of Paul's training, because you done all the training with Tom Blackledge, who was one of my dead good mates, who's like an uncle to me, who's in the Wolfstead in our gym, and I done a lot of training with him when I was getting ready for my MMA fights. So I knew that Paul was in a really good gym, in good hands with good lads around him, and he was definitely. It wasn't like he was just going twice a week, and
Yeah, he was committed to it.
yeah. So, but I think I was just looking at, like, I don't know Paul, but it just strikes me as the kind of guy who be really, I don't know. I don't think he was looking at it like, oh, I'm training and now I'm a big hard case and I can fight. I think he was looking at it like, this is better in my life. Just by me getting in there is like a big win, because of all the stuff I've got to overcome just to put myself in a vulnerable position like that. And that's what it got for me. So even before both of them lads got, and I don't know too much about the other lads, but if he's like sort of a celebrity, or whatever you want to call him, stepping into a sport for the first time, then he'll be in the same boat. And I think when you're doing that, and I know there was a charity aspect involved to it as well. I was looking at like, well, it's a win anyway. Do you know what I mean? No matter what happens, don't think anyone was expecting this big crazy fight. But I think that's it. I think I seen the end of the fight, and they just got caught and whatever, and there wasn't much to it. But yeah, I think it wasn't for that. It was probably the journey for both of them. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, it would have been nice for Paul to win, being a Scotian and everything else, and that's your back. But I don't think it was about that. I think it was just about getting there, and what they both probably put themselves through.
And that's the point I was going to make. Like, well, some people like similar to, for example, at the weekend that Dapper Laughs or whatever his name is, he fought in a Misfits show, and for me, they're two similar people, both comedians. But it's like the reasons they got in the ring is completely different. Like you said, for Paul, it seems more about the journey, more about raising awareness for the Knives Down, Gloves Up charity and things like that. Whereas other people, not to name more names, but it's more of an ego thing. Do you know what I mean? Just like, I am a hard
That's what I'm
man,
saying.
I can do it there. Whereas Paul, he
Exactly.
just seems like a nice bloke.
That's it. They're both and the other fella, even though I haven't seen much of him, I've seen a few little videos and that, and he seems like a nice fella. Probably because they both just realised, well, I'm not some big fighter. I can train all I want, but like I am what I am. I'm gonna have a go, and that's what they both done. So, and I think when there's charity involved, then it doesn't matter what happens. They could have got in there and not, I don't know, and either batted each other for 15 minutes or ran away from each other and not touch one another. Then it's still there for the good cause and everything else. Um, but yeah, I think as well, even for I don't think people realise how hard it is. They probably have it worse. How hard it is to
Mm,
never mind fighting. A big massive part of fighting is dealing with that pressure of before the fight, and here we go, and you're walking and you're in the thing backstage, and before it, I imagine before it, both of them had plenty of thoughts of oh, I've got a little niggle because you get them in fight
yeah,
camps, and I'm gonna pull out and all. You know what I mean? So just the fact that he got there, as in the ref saying you ready, go.
yeah, yeah,
That is massive, and it's not like they've done it in a little empty gym and it was recorded and whatever. It was live and everyone and there was fans there and it was in a packed arena and
mm,
it was like all them points I've just made are just exemplified by 100. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah,
so yeah, I think it was just I probably know all that more than most because I know them feelings and that's why I just look at it like they both win. They both won. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? I don't know whether I haven't listened to no comments after it, whether they do it again. But I imagine I know with the likes of Paul, with the lads in Tom's gym and Tom, I'd be surprised if he doesn't continue training there right for years to come.
mm. Well, mate, I think that's where we're going to wrap it up. I just want to say, I love doing these so much. There's just, especially with the way we do it with the 2 weeks and everything, there's just so much to cover. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I know. So the next one will be that UFC with Paddy and Tony Ferguson. That'll be that's
Mate,
that's one of the main UFC is looking forward to. I think we won't get. I think the 2 weeks time is what like the seventh or something or the eighth.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, anyway, I've been Lynden Dixon. It's been Jack McGann, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time.
See you in 2 weeks time.